once again to World Football Summit. As you can see, our panelists are assembling on stage. Do take plenty of photographs. We'd love you to get some photography up on social media. There we go, right at the front. Make sure that you tag us as well. And we're in for a fascinating discussion for the next 40 minutes or so as we look at innovative marketing across all of Asia. How do clubs and venues, whether they're here in Hong Kong or, of course, European, like Juventus, and sports and entertainment venues like Kai Tak, make sure that there is full brand awareness and they reach different kinds of audiences, which, of course, can lead to big business as well. We've got Hendry over there at the back. We've got Crystal right here, and Stephanie is in the middle from Juventus. Any Juventus fans with us? Quite a lot. We got the Juventus and Italian audience, so I suppose based on that little roar, we better start with you, Stephanie. Tell us a little bit about Juventus and your operation across Asia.
Okay, so hello everybody, my name is Stephanie Chen. I'm leading Juventus Asia Pacific business covering commercial and marketing area. Juventus, actually, we had a very long-term strategy in Asia. So we set up this office, a Hong Kong office, 2019. So right now is actually in the 6 years for us developing Asia markets. So today is a very honor to share some insights with all of you. But Asia to us indeed is a very interesting and very high potential markets. I think here is not just about business, it's about the culture, it's about how we really take care of our stakeholders in these strategic markets. So this is where we are so far.
Now Hendry is with Golik, a local club, of course. There must be some Golik fans, surely, in the audience. Let us know. One or two at the back there. By the end of this panel, though, everyone in the room will be going and buying a Golik North District shirt. Hendry, tell us a little bit about the formation of the club.
All right, okay. So first of all, my name is Hendry. Yeah, so it's not Hendry. So basically, I want to say about today. I want to give you some introduction about Golik. So maybe not all the people know right here know what's the Golik North District about this. We are representing North District Hong Kong. Obviously in Hong Kong, we are the district football team, which we are now currently in the Hong Kong Premier League team. So the season just started, and we have a good start with around, anyway, it's a good start. And then we want to talk about today is about, we'll introduce the club information later, and then about the club opportunities and job opportunities regarding Hong Kong global opportunities and development. So we will more investigate this one later, and we talk about the career of the youth development and how it's impact to Hong Kong football, to the global football as a club perspective.
And then we have Crystal as well here, and you're looking at this from the vantage point of a multifunctional sports and entertainment venue. Tell us a little bit about its size and some of your strategic aims.
Sure. Actually, the whole Kai Tak Sports Park Stadium is around 28 hectares, and we are super new. We just inaugurate since this March, so it's a 6-month-year-old baby. But we are very happy that we already ranked the best 20 stadium venue through the IQ magazine. So thanks for the recognition. The reason behind is that we have, as Ben just mentioned, we have very good integration between different sports facilities. We got 50,000 seated main stadium. We also got an arena which can host 10,000 audience. As well as we got 600,000 square feet space for retail. And we also have one public sports ground, can house over 5,000 capacity. So all these actually having the synergy to work as a sportainment mega carnival event area. So this is where we are. Yeah.
So now we know a little bit about the venue and also the two clubs. We'll delve into certain topics. And I think the first thing I want to clarify from each of you, and let's start with you, Hendry, is this word Asia. Because too often I think when we talk about marketing across a region, whether it's Asia or Europe, it's maybe too broad a word. So explain to me a little bit about the finesse within Asia, because you'll have one strategy in Hong Kong, but a far broader strategy for other regions across either Asia or beyond.
Oh, for sure. I would like to expand the point that you just say. First of all, Hong Kong is a global city, as you guys already know. We have very diversity of ethnicity, anything like. And we want to talk about like how Hong Kong being like a global city. So basically, like Hong Kong, we obviously facing the world, facing the global. We are one of the, I think we are one of the most innovative cities in the world, and at the same time, we also will have a very good background information and connected with China. So this is why Hong Kong is a very special place in the world, and this is undoubtedly one of the greatest factors and advantages that we have in Hong Kong. And I talk about like the marketing strategies and things like Hong Kong is a very because obviously Hong Kong rented by British before, so Hong Kong has a very different style of marketing if we compare with the different cities in the world, like for example New York City, Singapore. This will be different strategies, and to be honest, like as a club executive in Hong Kong, we were just trying to bring some obviously Chinese information to Hong Kong, and at the same time we also get the global news from Hong Kong. So that's why Hong Kong is kind of like a hybrid, I would say. So we can actually utilize advantages from Hong Kong, bring it to China, bring it to global. That's what we are thinking and focusing more.
And Stephanie, from Juventus's point of view, what are some of the priority countries within Asia that really resonate with your core aims?
Maybe talking about the market strategy, I want to really take one step back about our footprints so far in Asia. Why was that? Because throughout all the efforts in the past 6 years, we really have a lot of key takeaway, have a deeper understanding of the Asian market in order to shape up our market-specific approach in here. So since 2019 until now, is actually we have been in Asia with this amazing Hong Kong office and also our APAC teams 6 years now. We, for the marketing or taking care of our fans here, majorly we go with 2 pillars. So far, we are very proud we achieved a lot of great project achievement here, including the first part is the digital engagement. We have the 6 language social media channels, to really cover the key strategic markets we have in Asia. That including the China, we have Japan. In Southeast Asia side, we have a huge fan base in Indonesia. So Indonesia Bahasa is one of the language in our social media channel, and recently India too, and also the football. Very typical football Asia country, if we define in this way, we have Thailand and Vietnam. So we have the social media covering those 6 major language. Of course, Asia is a very, very diverse country. So 6 languages is definitely not enough. That's why, other than that, offline is actually another second very important pillar for us to engage with the fans here. So despite the COVID challenge, every year we commit at least 1 offline event in strategic country. So 2019, we went to Shanghai, has a very big, we call the Juventus Village in Shanghai per tower. During the COVID, we had 1 month exhibition in Hong Kong Times Square. And also we did viewing parties in Chengdu, and also the landmark called the Twin Tower, showing the Juventus, the brand elements. And then 2023 is after COVID passed, the border opened. We went to Jakarta, it's one of the important strategic market in Indonesia, to have a 3 days trophy tour plus viewing party over there. 2023. We have the first edition of official fan tournament across the 6 cities in mainland China to really take care of our loyalty fan. And this year, 2025, we went to Shanghai again, really host a very big event in Shanghai, Xintiandi. So all of those footprints give us a very important takeaway is, Asia is quite a complex market. It's not just using one single approach to talk to everybody. The fans in Tokyo, the fans in Jakarta, the fans in Shanghai, actually how they understand Juventus and how they engage with the football is totally different. So we have a very clear strategy and we have a very clear priority as well, going to those market, no matter it's from the marketing or brand growth perspective and also from the business perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's fascinating because everyone has brand affinity with Juventus, but it sounds like you're tailoring it to different countries, and therefore the brand stays the same, the look, the feel, the players ultimately, but you have to be adaptable. And then from your perspective, Crystal, you're not moving your venue around, it's right here in Hong Kong. How do you ensure, therefore, that you're tailoring to an Asia-wide market rather than only Hong Kong? And how much of your business people using the facility come from outside of Hong Kong?
Yeah. Actually, I can echo some point from Stephanie, which we do need content. It is extremely important because, as Ben just mentioned, the stadium cannot move. So we need to work with the team, extremely important partners. I want to raise an example, including the football festival, which we just have in July, which is a very successful event. We have 2-day matches. One would be a head-to-head competition between AC Milan and Liverpool, extremely crazy one. And how do we work with the team is that we're not only providing a pitch for them, but actually how can we really extend the footprint to the holistic, immersive experience to all those audience. Liverpool FC actually picking Kaiser Sports Park retail area as the first flagship store in Greater China. Why do they pick us? It's because exactly what Ben mentioned. We can give them a launch pad to facing a lot of Greater China and Asian audience. I would like to take some example in the past event, say like Rugby 7 this year. Actually, over 30% of the audience is from international, and a lot of them is also from Greater China. Others event, not only the sports event, but also, for example, concert event, might be over half of them are from mainland China. So which demonstrate that actually we can provide a very high quality retail, sports and entertainment complex to work together with all our teams, no matter in international or Hong Kong. So this is what we can do is that when we give very good quality experience, actually the team can leverage on us, and we also leverage on, for example, the social media that actually the team have to networking with all these international fans, so that we can work together to make the whole campaign not end in a match, but actually extend it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the coverage goes beyond the live action and you start getting brand affinity 365 days a year. Hendry, you're sort of somewhere in between in the sense that you can move your football club, but it is here in Hong Kong as well. If we remove Hong Kong for now and think about globalization, what steps have you taken to make sure that there's brand awareness outside of this country?
I mean, that's a very good point that I want to point out as well. And so thank you for you two ladies for saying the insightful points to us. I've been to the Kaiser Stadium, amazing. And thank you for your approach about the different marketing strategy approach in different Asian area. And one thing that I want to bring out is about you say expand how Hong Kong global city to expand the obviously the global market sales, football sales. I think the next marketing place that we're going to talk about is Saudi. Everyone knows Saudi has more resources than, I mean, is a very great resources place if the next World Cup we hang over there, I mean that would be an amazing job. So for a few days ago, I met one guy from Saudi. They're obviously doing the similar jobs. Like they want exchange player, they want to do sponsorship in Hong Kong. So basically, this is a good opportunities that we can collaborate with, and they obviously want recognition from the Asian places, and we also need the resources from Saudi. I mean, this is a win-win result, by the way. So, I mean, during the collaboration, we can see the needs of collaboration, because we're happy to know the advantages. We're happy to know what limitation the things the collaboration will have. So, I mean, this is really an amazing time. If we can, you say the next marketplace, I think will be Saudi. I think this is because they obviously wanted to make more things happen in football, as they can see the impact in Doha after the World Cup. I think this is a great collaboration. We can do it.
And just sort of follow up on that, when we think about a club in Hong Kong resonating with audiences outside of it, give me a few examples. It could be a player you sign from another country that brings in a new audience. It could be a sponsorship deal that you strike with a company outside of Hong Kong, for example, in Saudi Arabia, or it could be through your storytelling and marketing to make sure that somebody that maybe supports Juventus in Italy adopts your team as their second one.
Yeah, 400%. I mean, if we can sign a Juventus player from Juventus, I think that's a privilege to make it. So I hope one day we can do it for 100%. But talking about like the players as the connection, the synergy that we have in. So basically, we just talk about we have some Brazilian players, we have some Colombian players, we have some certain different ethnicity like Indian, Pakistan players. As we know, if they know that they're amazing here, they get a very good salary, they get a very good life, even they can stay here for 7 years to be the residents of Hong Kong. I mean, they would love to do it, and they will introduce more and more friends to come here for being part of Hong Kong. So this is how we call global city, because we not only focus on one Hong Kong residents, we have different ethnicity, and they would they even tell the grandson, that they will come here to join football, because never underestimate the football in the world, obviously in Asia. We don't underestimate it. Football is a language. We also help the people, the young development, to be the football professional players, which they are dreams. So, I mean, this is a good topic that if they come here, they know the good points. They introduce more great players to come here. I mean, that's the thing, yeah.
And Stephanie, how do you leverage Juventus players in order to build brand awareness across Asia?
Of course, a player is always a very important asset for I believe, not only Juventus or the European football club, particularly when we're doing the overseas expansion. Their popularity will also transfer, to the club itself. However, I would say player is one thing. Another thing is, the player, no matter who played for Juventus, really need to carry on the Juventus spirit. So that's why I really want to talk about our over 127 years of history. We're approaching to 128 years of history very soon. We redefine ourselves and really understanding we actually carry a youth spirit, because the Juventus from the name in Latin words, it means youth. So no matter who played on the first team, no matter who on behalf of Juventus, most importantly, is they need to carry our youth spirit since 1897. So that's why when we're thinking of these ways, I know that previously there's a very top player coming from Juventus, and also we have a very top player coming outside and then play to Juventus. Generation by generation, no matter who played on behalf of us, we need to make sure all the campaign and the brand message we deliver to Asia audience, keep a consistency. And that's why we have a very good first team, but also we have a legendary player. They instantly and come to the Asia. So like this season, we have David Trezeguet. Last year, we have Andrea Bazzali. When they come, the people and the fans are very excited. But when they tell the stories, are also very strong, the Juventus DNA. So I think these kind of things really, we have a very good balance of the player and also the club story itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting you use the word consistency and everything has to come back to the Juventus brand. Crystal, you can almost be inconsistent in the sense one day one club comes to the venue, one day it's entertainment, one day it's sport. But unlike these two clubs, people that use your venue will come and go. So how can you maximize a high-profile visiting player or club and gain longevity out of that visit to get future business, future brand awareness, knowing it might be great if Liverpool or Juventus turn up, but a week later they're gone? How do you sort of dine off that visit in order to get success and brand awareness in the long term?
Yeah, I think right now, as mentioned, actually how can we magnify the campaign duration and the longevity is extremely important. I echo on what we just shared, might be about like the legend players, the current players. They will come for the match. But what's about the non-match day? I take also, again, the football festival as an example. Actually, when we work together with brands, the sports brand jointly, hand in hand with the sports team is extremely important. For example, before the match, actually, AC Milan and Puma work jointly in our mall to have the new jersey unveiled. So this can extend the event to earlier than the campaign. And then after the campaign, actually, we also have AC Milan Academy having the soccer school in our mall. So we should actually can also incubate and nurturing the next generation athletes. This can make the whole story very sustainable. And what we want to project is that sports is not just one-day event. Actually, it's a lifelong, or it's a day-to-day activities which you can come over and chill out. At the same time, I do think that right now, to me, actually, I work more focused on retail. But when I join Qatar Sports Park, I become a sports lover, definitely, become a football lover. It's because the ambience itself, the vibrant atmosphere of all these kind of campaign coming over, drive me to become fans. So this is also what we deliver to the public, deliver to our audience or Asian fans when they come over. Step by step, they become more. It's a marketing channel as well.
Yeah, and I think you raise a really valid point that takes us on to our next topic. So we've spoken a bit about the brand. We'll come back to that in a moment. We've gone into the impact of players. We've defined Asia in terms of the specifics and how a country-to-country approach is needed. And now, Hendry, we can come on to digital, because what Crystal is saying is that Milan may come one day. I'm not sure if we're allowed to say Milan, actually, with Juventus in the middle here, but Milan will come to Hong Kong one day, and then they'll go. And Crystal's point is you can have pre, during, and post. And one way of doing that is digital. How important for you in the global outreach that you're looking for are your digital platforms? And maybe give us some examples of how you innovate in that space.
Okay, like I mean, in this global world nowadays, everyone using their phone like almost every seconds. I mean, apart from the sleep, right? So basically, digital marketing is one of the strategies that every clubs or every corporate need to use in it. So undoubtedly, this is very, I would say, very practical, but also very hard and a very difficult way to approach the different sort of audience and fans, because different areas of demographic got different approach, as you just said it about the different approach. So maybe some certain taste in Asia, it works. Maybe certain taste in Europe, it doesn't work. So we are finding a certain balance about this kind of point. We are finding equilibrium. So basically in South America, for example, the music might be different, right? So the approach will be different. But as you say, our team have very diversity. So obviously we ask the people, our team, let's say Brazilian, what song they listen, what kind of food, what kind of culture they have, and we grab the opportunity and we grab the taste from the customers or even the audience, and we know the real actual ingredients to put in to the sort of marketing strategies. So that's what we can do. That's what we can supposed to do it in the future, and we're doing right now currently as well.
And Stephanie, sometimes football clubs will have to be digital first, particularly outside of match days. Tell me about the opportunity, but also in some ways the challenge of a big club and digital, because on the one hand, you can speak to lots of different demographics and lots of different languages, but on the other hand, that brand can become quite fragmented due to the fact that different demographics will want different stories in different languages. So how do you both cater to an Asian audience but still align with your overall brand?
So first of all, globally, digital marketing, same as Hendry said, is super important for our marketing, overall marketing strategy. In order to really deliver the very high quality contents outside the match days contents, we have a really innovative approach. First of all, we set up an in-house content creating team called the Creator Lab. And then this Creator Lab actually won lots of great award in the industry. So Creator Lab is an in-house team. They are not only producing the social media content, but also a premium content in a long format, including the documentary that will be distributed through some OTT platform. Then come back to Asia. Throughout the past 6 years, one very key things we are doing is localization. So, for example, not only the day-to-day, always on the content, but at the same time, when we do the annual Chinese New Year campaign, that actually a lot of the European football clubs also do. But we believe we deliver a very good quality in a localized way, but not really diluting Juventus' identity. So fans right now give us the nickname in China called the Juventus film. We are a football club, but actually they ask us, they call us as a Juventus filmmaker. So it becomes a very how people are like looking forward to what Juventus is going to produce during the Chinese New Year. But at the same time, doing the localization, as Ben, you said, different audience and their demands and understanding of the content is very different by country and very different by age too. So when we think of the youth spirit I just mentioned, we need to make sure the digital contents are also in line with the same language that young people is using. So one thing is about Juventus, another thing is we are using a lot of pop culture collaboration that young people love in our day-to-day communication, including digital. So for example, last season we did a very interesting content with a Japanese calligrapher called Ari Hara. She is actually, we call the artist of Japanese tradition shodo. Shodo in Japanese, shufa in Chinese, and which is, writing the character on the paper, use a brush and the ink. And that really showing our different way to engage with the audience. But that content, in the beginning, we want to use that content for the Japanese audience. We find out that another great takeaway is such kind of content and the Asia cultural things was loved globally. One of our Italian fans even tattooed the final art pieces on the body. So it's really a nice story. So which means one thing is doing collaboration, using different language, but to really collaborate with the cultural things in Asia is also another way we do the approach. But throughout all the effort, importantly, keep the Juventus identity. Localization is not about, losing our identity, but it's actually adapting to the cultural things that local peoples that loved us. Yeah.
It's interesting, Crystal, because football clubs using digital will, first of all, think about multi-language and globalization, second of all, about commercialization. And when they speak to their audiences, as Stephanie's just said, the audiences will skew young, so they have to think about pop culture and making sure that they resonate, and different platforms require different tones. For you, on the one hand, you're already on that intersect of sport and entertainment in a physical sense, because that's what your venue is. But digitally, how important are these platforms to you? Are they a window for business? Are they a chance to show personality behind the venue? How do you use digital? Because it will be different to the strategy of these two football clubs.
Well, actually, for digital angle, we got a lot of things can collaborate with different teams. Say like what Stephanie just mentioned about Juventus film. I just think about, like, for example, we can be a launch pad for your premiere film in Qatar Sports Park as well. So these kind of things we can work definitely jointly. And how can we, for example, utilize a membership database is another very important angle. Because Ben, you just mentioned at the beginning, we are a complete complex sports field. So a lot of different sports content. And our members can actually, through our membership database, their app, can register. Maybe they can book a certain sports class, certain sports venue. So all these kind of things, we generate a group of sports lovers. So maybe in the future, say like Juventus, they got some activities, or Golik got some activities want to work together with us. We can work hand in hand, utilizing our membership database, customize might be whoever the age range or the audience that they want to face. Then we can invite them to come over. At the same time, I think right now, some audience or lovers of sports is also entertainment and music lovers. So all these things can work hand in hand. Maybe we got members showing us they are actually music lover. Maybe they will also want to come over for the premiere of the film as well. So these kind of things is extremely important that we can share and work together with the team together. Yeah.
So we've got a couple of minutes to wrap up, and Hendry, I'll start with you. Let's come back to our main topic, which is innovative marketing. And I think we've covered a lot of interesting points, from the player side to digital, to brand, to audiences, to localization. But I suppose one thing that we haven't actually mentioned is just that I word, innovation. So tell me about why you think your approach is unique. What do you do, not just in terms of ticking all the boxes we've mentioned, but what do you think you do that's unique, that stands out?
All right, so this is my point. I don't know whether it's solid or what you think. So innovative is very, can be very diverse in different ways. So let me talk about some innovative part that might be people never heard about us in Hong Kong players' perspective. For example, obviously Hong Kong football is still progressing, and it's progressing very good. Obviously, our world ranking is getting higher and higher during these few years, which is amazing results. But when we talk about and focusing about the Hong Kong players, the local players, not only the foreign players, we all know that they love football, they enjoy the engage in football. However, the one reason why they less people to get in this industry because they are having insufficient salary. This is the key. Like, I mean, I think no one talked about it before, so that's why I call innovation or whatever. So what we're focusing on this is about like the parents in Hong Kong are very strict. They are not letting the young generation to get into playing football, whatever. So let me put it in words. So basically they're insecure about the salary, the future, because obviously you know all the football players, when they get injury, they finish the career, which is like impossible for the young kids to make this hard thing happen. Even though they love football, they put the time. I think everyone heard about it. The monster parents in Hong Kong, right? They're very monster Like, I mean, they need to force the student to study, blah, 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 this kind of thing. But if you get the things that they can secure the jobs in the future, I wouldn't say secure, but they will know what they want to do. I mean, at the same time, they can do partly training, they can do partly studying. I mean, these kind of two things has to be balanced if they want more bright future in Hong Kong. I mean, if you want better progress in Hong Kong about football, you better develop the young players, which means young players come from the young kids. So it also need to change the parents' mindset as well. If we want to get a bright future about Hong Kong football and we want to get more connected with the world football level, so this is the key. And what I'm saying to you, I suggest, for my own opinion, I don't say it like very greedy way, but I just want to make claims that actually, if they want to, some certain current players, they might to retire soon. But the thing is, they don't know what to do. So if we, like I don't say the government, but maybe our clubs is helping them, Golik North District is helping them to getting certain jobs that secure after they retire. So this is our main duty to doing it right now. So that's a good point that I want to cite it out. Thank you.
Yeah, very good point to finish on. Stephanie, your final thoughts. So it's a balance for you, isn't it, of protecting Juventus's rich history, but innovating and making sure that everything you do is modern?
No. To be honest, innovation is actually embedded in our DNA. When we think of the we are youth since 1897, the youth spirit is not about the age. It's actually the spirit of ambition, the spirit of innovation. So firstly, I think innovation things. Last year, we even launched our innovation departments in headquarters. One of our mission is really using football as a platform and to really do our contribution to changing the world, to make the world better. Then come back to Asia, no matter through the marketing, the digital content we did. As I just shared, we are very innovative through the content creativity. That's why the fans give us the nickname. And the second thing is, when we think of this brand approach, we are very innovative, working with a local Asia cultural project. And then the third thing is actually the innovation in the business model as well. So the traditional way is when we talk about the marketing, because this is a very important topic of our panel today, the traditional way is always the brand side or sport property, invest a lot on the ground. But at the same time, when we do this, we work with hand by hand with our commercial partner. Like what I mentioned in the big projects this year in Shanghai, one thing that makes it very special is we involved 6 partners, including Adidas, including EA Sport, including the Ganton Water, and so on. So when we do this marketing innovation, is we are using that project not just for brand moment, but the Adidas, thanks to the limited edition of the fashion collaboration of the jersey, especially in on-site, we attract a lot of fashion lovers who may not know football or who may not know Juventus that well to our event. And through the EA Sport, they help to attract a lot of new audience for Juventus through their digital gaming passion people. So I think this kind of thing is also the business innovation. Instead of we invest directly, but on top, we create an ecosystem, we create a win-win platform to everybody that within the Juventus community. So partner, fans, and the Juventus. Yeah.
Fascinating. And Crystal, the final word to you. Modern sports venue and entertainment, of course, as well, has to be adaptable, flexible, open to new ideas.
Yes, I think this is our strength, which is very flexible. At the same time, I think how can we do innovate is that we are very young, as said, we're just 6 months old in this sports field. And we would try our best to be the lubricant of our team, our retailers, our restaurants, our fans, to make all these things joining together hand in hand to magnify their fun and enjoyment when they come over to the sports park. And then it becomes word of mouth to no matter how good the campaign is, how good the park is, then this is what we will keep on doing our innovation on that part.
Really, really interesting panel. That's all we've got time for. Please give Hendry, Stephanie and Crystal a big round of applause. And we'll hand you back to our moderator.